All right. We're going to do some balance work today. So if anyone wants to grab a chair or stand next to a wall or anything to hang on to, now would be a great opportunity to grab that. If you don't have a chair or a wall, it doesn't matter. That's why we work on balance, is to get better at it. So just do your best and be patient with yourself. So let's come on up to stand. Gold line stance. And take your right hand down your right leg. We're going to start with the stretch. And reach your left arm up and over. Big side body stretch, keeping the legs straight and strong. And relax the neck. Take a big breath into the left side body. And we come back up and switch sides. Left hand works down the left leg. However far you can go as the right arm reaches up and over. And we come back up. Give the shoulders a big roll, release them, work through any crunching, and then heel toe the feet together, hips distance apart. We're gonna shift all of our weight into our left leg and come onto the tiptoes of the right foot. And you can do whatever you want with your hands. Some people like airplane wings, some people like hands on hips. We're gonna start to lift the right leg up and down. Good. And things are gonna feel a little wobbly, a little shaky. That's why we do it. We just do our best. And now we're gonna lift the right leg and hold it. Growing taller, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it. One more time. Right leg up. This time we kick it straight, angle the toes out to the right. We lower down and up, down and up. Doesn't matter how high you lift your leg, just working the inner edge of the thigh. And yes, this kind of resembles ballet, but it's really good for our core and our balance. It can keep us from getting injured if we're thrown off balance and we start to topple. 2 more, up and down, up and down. Now lift the right leg, little kicks up and up as best you can for 4, 3, 2, and rest. Hands on the hips. Give your hips a rock side to side. And I like to practice my balance at weird times. So I can be seen even like brushing my teeth on one leg, standing at the grocery store on one leg. You can really practice balance anytime you're standing, and doing nothing is a great opportunity to challenge yourself. So just food for thought going forward. Before we work into the other leg, we're gonna work into the right leg again. So keeping the left side of the body long and strong, come onto the tiptoes of your right foot out to the side. So already this might start to be a bit of a, if you're feeling good here and you want to do more, lift the leg up and down, up and down. So we're starting to squeeze our outer hip and use the obliques, our side abs, to help us get that leg up. And we want to do it without toppling over. For 3 and 2. This time we lift and hold. How well can we control our strength in our hip joint? We have 4, 3, 2, and rest. Hands on the hips, circle them around to the right. Big movements. You might get some pops and cracks here. I know I certainly do. And let's move around to the left. And come back through center. Shift all of your weight into your right leg. Come onto the tiptoes of the left foot. And we go up and down, up and down. And I call this series the Putting on the Pants series, because we're essentially just practicing putting on the pants. I'm getting really good at that. 3 more. 2. This time we're gonna lift and hold. It can be here, it can be here, as long as your spine is nice and tall. We have 5, 4, 3, and 2. Release that leg. All right, kick it up again. Put it straight, rotate the toes to the left. We go down and up, down and up. You're kicking a soccer ball. For 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. one, lift and hold, and release. Rock the hips, step the feet a little bit wider, shift all the way into the left foot again, sorry, right foot. Left leg out to the side, we go up and down, up and down. Keeping the right side nice and long, and down. For 4, and 3. Doesn't matter what you do with your hands. 2. On this one, we lift and hold as high as you can possibly go, squeezing your outer hip, pressing the standing leg straight for 4, 3, 2, and rest. Pedal out the legs, bending alternate knees. And now, for the second part of our balance series, we're gonna come into a split lunge. Again, do what you can here. We're gonna step the left foot forward and the right foot back. Now, automatically, we might feel a little bit wobbly, and we can help create a wider base for balance by stepping our left foot out to the left a little bit more, so a wider stance. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm on the toes of my back foot, so my heel is lifted on the mat. Now, there are 2 options here. You can either keep your hands on your hips, or you can work along with me getting a shoulder stretch. If you choose the latter, we're all gonna bend into the back knee, reaching the arms up, and we rise. We have 3 more. If you can tap the back knee down to the floor, awesome. If not, it doesn't matter, you're still working. For 2. On this next one, we drop the back knee and hold it, little lifts up and down. We have 5, 4, 3, and 2. Keeping the legs where they are. Follow along with me. Drop your back heel to the floor, and then bring your hands to your front thigh, and start to walk your hands down the thigh, keeping both legs as straight as you can for a big hamstring stretch in the front leg. And to find more balance here, imagine you're pulling the floor in opposite directions with your feet, creating traction. And it doesn't matter how low you can go, you just want to let the upper body hang. Maybe pull that left hip crease back a little bit. If you have tight hamstrings, this is a really deep stretch. And then after your next breath, bend into the front knee. Yep, right stance. And then either hands on the hips or arms come down to the sides. We're gonna bend into it, raise the arms up. And we rise. We go down, and we go up. And we have 4 more. Last 3. Keeping the spine straight for 2. And on this one, we drop down and hold it, little pulses up and down. If your arms are reaching, reach them really long and strong for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping the feet where they are, drop your back heel, and then start to walk the hands down the right leg, hamstring stretch on the right side. And you can take the hands above the knee, below the knee, all the way down to the ankle as far as you can go. And then find your right hip crease, keep pulling it back, and the left hip crease forward, 2 big breaths. As you rebend into the front leg, step the back foot up, march it out. And we'll go ahead and take our last standing stretch. So go ahead and walk to the front of your mat, the top of it. Taking a little bend in your legs, walk your hands down your thighs as far as you can possibly go. And then once you get low, grab opposite elbow and rock side to side. Give your head a big shake, yes, it's time to do Pilates. And then release your arms, let everything hang, your whole body is heavy. And roll up slowly, 1 vertebra at a time, as slowly as you can to stand. And then we're gonna come down to sit on our mat. And we've made our way down for a landing. All right, second hamstring stretch, seated. So same thing we just did, this time we're just on our butt. Walk your fingers down your thighs, your shins for a forward fold. And it doesn't matter to me how far down your hands are on your legs. I'd like to see you take as much bend out of the knees as you can, actively pressing the backs of the thighs towards the floor. And we're gonna roll ourselves up to sit. Let's find a nice straight spine, straight legs, and straight arms, reaching them up and overhead. Hook your thumbs. And imagine you're pulling your thumbs in opposite directions for a shoulder stretch as you continue to find length from the fingertips. And sometimes we tend to hold our breath here, so make sure you're breathing. Switch the thumbs so that opposite one is on top. Keep reaching them up. And then release the hook of the thumbs. Draw your arms forward in line with your shoulders. And we're going to take a couple roll-ups together, segmenting our back. So start to roll down. Think 1/3 of the way only onto your lower back. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, roll down into your mid-back. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, roll all the way back. Tap the floor. And reach your arms forward and come all the way up. And tap, touch the floor. So let's sit up nice and tall, straight spine, legs, and arms. Reach the arms forward, take a breath in. Rounding the spine out to a C shape as you exhale, come onto your lower back. Big breath in. Exhale, come onto your mid back. Big breath in. As you exhale, roll all the way back. And all the way up. And over. Now we're going to take 3 more of those, but we're going to do it without pausing. So come up to sit nice and tall. Arms come in line with shoulders. Round the spine out, C shape, all the way down. Tap the floor, get a shoulder stretch here, and then come all the way up. And over. These are fantastic. Sit up tall. Round out the spine, come down. Tap the floor. Roll back up, and we're going to take our next one together. So everyone come up to sit. Arms are straight. Get a big stretch. Reach your arms forward, and we're going to roll back for a count of 8. We have 8, 7, 6, 5. Core in. 4, 3, 2, and rest. Come down onto the mat. Grab the back of your left leg. Pull the knee into the chest for a psoas stretch. Psoas is the deepest muscle in the body. It wraps from our spine and attaches to the front of the hip. So you might feel this stretch in your back. You might feel it in the front of your hip. And then keeping the knee pulled into the chest, start to work the leg up and down and up and down. So we're starting to get a tug in the back of the hamstring, and that's what we want. It's an active stretch. We're lengthening and contracting. And now we lengthen and hold it. Release your hands down by your sides. Point and flex the toes. And then point your toes, keeping your low back plugged into the floor. Drop the leg down to horizontal. Flex your foot, swoosh, kick it back up. Point your toe, lower the leg down, flex your foot, swoosh, kick it back up. 3 more. And we want to be pulling the belly button in the whole time and lengthening the leg the whole time. Last 2. Final 1. Kick the leg up. Point your toes. Don't grab your leg. Use your core to straighten even more. Last thing here, circle to the left. Inhale down. Exhale all the way up and around. Inhale down. Exhale all the way up and around. 3 more. Your core should be working so much so that your hips and your upper body do not move. It's only the leg and the hip socket. Is this flexibility or mobility? Anyone? Mobility. Good. And we pull the left knee into the chest. And go ahead and release the left leg. Grab the back hamstring stretch. So this is flexibility. Flexibility is how a muscle lengthens and contracts. And how flexible we are is based on how well our muscles can lengthen. That's why we're trying to work the leg up towards straight. And now kick the leg straight, release your hands, point and flex the toes, getting into the ankle. Point the toes, lower the leg down to horizontal, and flex the foot, kick it back up. Point the toes, lower down, flex the foot, kick it up. We have 3 more. Last 2. And final one. Doing your best not to grab the back of the leg, kick it up straight, feel a big stretch. Last set of circles to the right. Inhale down, exhale up and around. Inhale down, exhale up and around. Last 3. We have 2. And 1. And pull the right knee into the chest, give it a big old squeeze. Draw the left knee in, rock side to side, release the low back. And then rock and roll up and down along the spine to sit. Our shoulders are over our wrists, our hips are over our knees. And you're gonna extend your right forward and your left leg back behind you. So we're starting to find some balance. Arms are active, core is active, legs are active. And I want you to notice what your spine is doing as we take this next exercise. So start to round your back. And as you do this, pull knee into elbow underneath the body. And then lengthening the spine, reach the limbs in opposite directions. Pull elbow to knee, rounding the back. Lengthen out the spine, reach the limbs in opposite directions. And we're gonna keep going here. Toes are pointed. And as you reach, find as much length from the fingertips to the toes as you can. Last 2. And final 1. Lengthen everything out and hold it. Without letting the elbow or the knee bend, lower the limbs down to the floor and pick them up. Lower the limbs down to the floor and pick them up. We have 4 more. Squeezing your glute, keeping your core engaged so that the low back doesn't dip. For 3. And 2. Lift and hold. Little lifts at the top. Up and up, up and up. Check to see if your elbow is bending. For 4, 3, 2. Lift and hold. Set only the hand down. Using the left leg, tap outer left corner of your mat and lift. Outer right corner and lift. We're going side to side. Left, up, right, up. And everything should be getting a little bit tired here because every part of the body is working. For 3. And 2. Last 1. Lift that leg up. Little kicks for 4, 3, 2, and set it down. Circle the hips around to the left. Big old circles on the tops of your feet. Hips forward, moving over to one side and pulling them back. And come back through center. We're gonna do the other side. Start to extend the left arm forward and the right leg back. And now the right hand is our base hand. Spread the fingers nice and wide so you have a good amount of support. Find length from fingertips to toes, and I want you to try and keep your gaze down to the floor so the back of the neck stays long. And once we have this good form, rounding the back, pull your elbow into your knee under the body. And then extending the spine, lengthen out. Round the back, pull it in. Extend the spine, lengthen out. We have 4 more. If you like to add breath, it's an inhale, pull it in. Exhale and come on. Last two. And one. We lengthen everything and hold, keeping the length lower and lift. We go down and up. Last three, really squeezing the right side of our glute for two. And one, lift and hold, little lift, up and up. Keep reaching that arm straight for four, three, two. Keep your leg lifted. Set your hand down. Tap outer right corner of the floor and lift. Over to the left and lift. And right, up, left, up. Last three. And one. Little kicks up with the right leg. Pull the belly in. And set the knee down. Circle the hips around to the right. And start to come back through center. Now follow along with me here. Keeping your hips stacked over your knees. Your butt's gonna wanna shift back. Don't let it. We're gonna walk our arms forward and get a shoulder stretch. So imagine you have a tail sticking out behind you. Maybe give it a wag side to side. And then press the base of your hands into the floor so much so that your elbows lift off the floor. If you have tight shoulders, this is a big one. And we're gonna take 3 big breaths here, letting the chest melt down towards the floor. Whew. And start to walk the hands back up towards the body. And we're gonna make our way all the way down onto our bellies. If you have lower back issues, be gentle here. This is actually a really good stretch for our lower backs, but we don't want to go too far. So just being mindful to really engage the glutes and be gentle, especially if you have a lower back existing precondition. So this is a really great stretch right here. If you'd like more, you can press the base of the palms into the floor so much so that you come up off the elbows for even more spinal extension. And we'll come back down. Let's do that 2 more times. You can either hang here or press up, lifting the chest. And come down. And last one, we lift up. And we come back down. We're gonna do our minute of plank here because we're already set up. I'm gonna do forearms today. If you want more of a challenge, the additional forearm plank challenge is you can come into regular plank or you can rock side to side. So what you wanna do, and we come back down. We're gonna do our minute of plank here because we're already set up. I'm gonna do forearms today. If you want more of a challenge, the additional forearm plank challenge is you can come into regular plank or you can rock side to side. So you can do whatever you want with them. We have to give choices. You get to pick what you do with them. 1 minute, time starts now. And if anyone wants to rock side to side with me, I'm gonna do it for the first 30 seconds. And you're pressing the floor away from you with your arms. And we wanna make sure that our hips are in line with our shoulders. So sometimes I see people have a tendency to kind of dip their hips. That's really hard on your lower back. You wanna actually have your hips up ever so slightly. Better that than this. So we have 20 more seconds here. We're already more than halfway done. Coming into your breath, take 3 breaths as slowly as you possibly can to help regulate the heart rate. And here we are, last 5 seconds. In 5, we're gonna drop our knees. We have 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees. Take them nice and wide. And now pull your butt back towards your heels, child's pose, walking the arms forward. And if your butt doesn't quite come close to reaching your heels, you can take your knees wider. I'm gonna take a gander at the screen to see how we're doing. And give your head a rock side to side. And then start to make your way back onto your belly. For our last bit of work for the back of the body, and then we're gonna roll over onto our backs and work the core even more. So on your stomach, listen carefully. You're gonna reach your left hand into the floor, and you're gonna take your right palm on top of your left. Elbows are straight, so no bend here. And we're gonna lift alternating limbs. So the right hand is on top, so you're gonna lift right arm, left leg, up and down, up and down.
Will we be looking at the ground?
Into the left hand to get the chest as far off the floor as you can. Go up and down. 2 more. And now lift the right arm and the left leg. Little lifts up and up. Reach and reach, up and up for 4, 3, 2. Lift and hold. And release everything down. Make a cheek pillow with your hands. Rest. All right, let's do the other side. Right hand comes on top of it. Pressing that right hand down, we lift left arm, right leg, up and down. We go up and down. Lengthening the whole time. Back of the neck is long, gaze is down. For 4. Straight arms, 3. Last 2. Lift and hold. Little lifts up and up. Think length over height. Keep the knee from bending. Lift and hold as high as you can. And rest. Make a cheek pillow with your hands. Rest the other cheek on it and rock side to side. All right, final move. To some, these are called Supermans. I call them superhumans. Arms and legs are straight, back of the neck is long. We lift everything up and down. Everything up and down. We have 3. We're gonna work into it. In 2. Lift and hold. Pull the elbows together, squeezing them behind your back. And then elbows in and hold. Imagine you're clapping your elbows together behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. These are the muscles of good posture. We have 4. Squeezing, 3, 2, and rest. Roll over onto your back. Draw the knees into the chest and rock side to side. Drop both knees over to the right, spinal twist. And it doesn't matter if the knees touch the floor. Most importantly is that the shoulders are relaxed. And drop both knees over to the left. Let them twist the other way. And pull both knees back through center. And stack the legs in tabletop. Knees over top hips. Reach the arms up and back behind you. Get a big shoulder stretch. And then take your hands behind your head. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat with the elbows wide, hands behind the head. So in most forms of exercise, these are called bicycles. In Pilates, we call it crisscross, but you get the idea. We're gonna straighten the right leg. Keep it hovered off the floor. Take right elbow to left knee. And switch. And switch. And switch. Keep going side to side. And we want to do our best to get off our shoulders. So see if you can get at least 1, if not 2 shoulders off the floor. All right. We're going to come over. Bring the right knee in. Frame the knee with your elbows. Little pulses. Up and up. Knee into nose. Crunch and crunch. Left leg's extended. Right leg is in. We have 4. Upper abs are working. 3, 2, and 1. Switch legs. Little crunches. Up and up. Keep the right leg active. We have 4. And 3. Last 2. And 1. Both legs in. Relax, reach the arms up and back behind you. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring the arms down by the sides, lift the head, neck, and shoulders again. We're gonna do arms and legs. As you inhale, everything lengthens. Exhale, circle the arms around, pull the knees in. Back of the head stays up the whole time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull it all in. 3 more. I want you to make sure that your lower back stays rooted into the floor the entire time. If it starts to arch, don't drop your legs as low. Last 2. Lengthen everything out and hold, hands behind the head. Check your spine, flutter kicks. We have 8. Keep pulling the navel in for 5. We have 4, 3, straight legs, 2, and 1. Rest. Roll over onto your right side. Time's flying. Time's flying. This is great. All right. We're starting on our forearm, elbow underneath shoulder. Take your top hand to your top hip so that the hip stays stacked. We don't want to rock backwards. And then pointing the toes, lift the top leg up and down, up and down. And keep going here. And this is essentially replicating what we did standing. We're just doing it on our side. We have 3, 2, lift that top leg and hold. Option to reach the top arm up for more stability. Now imagine you're tracing a dime with your foot. Baby circles, toe is pointing. You're drawing little circles. Try and keep the upper body from wiggling. And freeze. Lift that leg even higher. Circle around the opposite way. Yeah. And freeze. Flex your foot, toes in towards shin, little kick. Up and up, up and up. Keep lengthening your leg the whole time, kicking with the outer edge of the foot. We have 4. Even higher. 3, 2, punch your toe, hold. As high as you possibly can. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Come down onto the back of your arm. Knees into the chest. These are called fire hydrants. So we have a 90-degree angle in the knees. We lift that top leg all the way up and set it down. And you can see how this mimics the dog. Fire hydrants. Up and down. Up and down. Check your hips. Make sure they stay stacked. And 4. Squeezing the outer hip, lifting as high as you can. Last 2. Lift and hold, little pulses up and up with the outer edge of your knee for 4, 3, 2, and kick that leg straight, boom. Point the toe. Tap, lift, tap, lift. Last series here, 4, 2, lift and hold it, little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, lift all the way up. Lower down slowly, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Roll over onto your back. Take the left ankle over right knee. If you want a deeper stretch here, you can reach through the legs, grab the back of the right thigh, threading the needle. And if you want even more, find your left hand, lift it to your left knee, and press the knee away from you. Good. Give yourself a rock side to side. And then release the stretch. Take the legs back into tabletop. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And then take your arms out to the sides like a T. Now, level 1 of this exercise, we're going to rock the knees side to side. Don't let the knees touch the floor or the shoulders lift. And keep squeezing your knees together. So you want to go as far over to one side as you can and squeeze, pull yourself back through center. As far over to the other side as you can, squeeze, back through center. If you want more of a challenge, extend your arms straight up towards the ceiling, rock side to side. It's going to be a smaller movement because your body's going to want to topple. Don't let it. Greg, keep your legs in tabletop. Feet off the floor. Yeah. Good. We have 2. And last one. And pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. All right. Time to do the other side of our side series. And then we get to stretch after this. So make your way onto your other side. Your left side. All right. Top hand to top hip for stability. We go up and down, up and down. Straight legs. No rocking back. Up and up and down. Awesome. Point those toes. Yes. For 4. And 3. Last 2. Lift and hold. Option to reach the top arm up. Baby circles. Trace the dime with your leg. Whole leg is moving. Body is not. And lift that leg even higher. Opposite direction. Keep squeezing your glutes to your core. And freeze. Flex your foot. Draw your toes in towards your shin. Up an inch, down an inch. Little tiny lifts. Up and up with the outer edge of your foot. Your hips should be shaking. Everything should be working. For 4, 3, 2. Point your toe. Lift that leg as high as you can. And lower it down slowly. Make your way onto the back of your arm. Hold the knees into the chest. We have 3 90-degree angles between the belly and the thighs, in the knees, and in the ankles for fire hydrants. We go up and down, up and down. Keep your feet flexed and active the whole time. Good. Last 4. Keep squeezing out as much range of motion as you can at the top. And 2. Lift your top leg and hold it. Little lifts. Up and up for 4, 3, 2. Boom. Kick it straight. Tap the floor. Lift up. Tap the floor. Lift up. Last 3. And 2. Amazing. And 1. Lift and hold. Squeeze. Get that leg as high as you can. Lower it down slowly. 4, 3, 2, and rest. Onto our backs. Right ankle over left knee. Figure 4 stretch. You can reach through the legs. Grab the back of one. But wherever you are, try to keep the back of your head resting on the floor. Sometimes we have a tendency to kind of curl up here, and that's not really stretching the hip, that's just rounding the spine. So even if you need to keep the left foot into the floor, that's fine. You can find your right hand and press your right knee away from you. And give yourself a rock side to side. And then follow along with me here. Take your right leg, cross it all the way over your left leg. So we're crossing our legs above our knees, and then draw both knees into the chest. It's a little deeper stretch. And then unhook the legs, plant the feet into the mat, give them a windshield wiper side to side. And then cross left thigh over right thigh and both knees into the chest again. And this stretch is good for the hips and also a little muscle in our butt called the piriformis. So if you're feeling a little tug in the upper part of your butt, that's why. Rock side to side. And unhook the legs, rock and roll up and down along the spine a few times until you rock yourself all the way up to sit. And legs extend long, hamstring stretch, walking your fingertips down your thighs, maybe down your shins, letting the upper body round out. And if you want an extra challenge here, you can press the backs of your thighs into the floor so much so that your heels start to hover off the floor. Just something to play with. And roll up to sit. Root the right fingertips into the mat. Reach the left arm up and over. Take a big breath. And switch side. Left fingertips, right arm reaches up and over. Give the head a shake now. And come back up. Sitting up nice and tall. Flex those feet, drive your heels forward. Bring your hands together and give yourself a round of applause.